Hello and welcome to the Raptors Reaction Podcast presented by Betway. For all your sports betting activities, hit the QR code that you see on the screen or follow the link you see in the description of the episode. I'm your host, William Lou. I will be joined shortly by co-host Alex Wong, who has a fresh NBA six-pack for you. However, first off, Raptors win tonight 112-104, second night of a back-to-back on the road in Washington. And, on one hand, I'm like really happy for the rookies. Like, I'm genuinely really happy for a guy like Jamison Battle, who went off for 11 points in about 3 minutes there in the fourth quarter to give the Raptors a lot of separation. I thought Jamal Shead once again played a really good game, and it was great to see him continue to sort of have his, steadying presence on the team. It's pretty incredible that he's already providing that sense of calm with the team, considering the fact that he's a rookie. So that's really impressive. I thought Jonthan Mogbo, at least in the fourth quarter, had a couple of good moments, which is great because since coming back from the injury, and obviously he's still wearing the mask with the broken nose and everything, but he's really looked lost in a lot of offensive plays. And I thought tonight in the fourth quarter, it was actually a better indication of like the stuff that he can do, the ways that you can make him more effective. But again, it's hard to just appreciate that for what it is, which is like objectively a good thing. The Raptors did well in the draft last year, and they brought in some promising pieces, and it was great to see those pieces play well, especially in the fourth quarter. Typically, you would celebrate that. However, the Raptors 100% tried once again to do their little soft tank, and it did not work out in this one in terms of securing the result. And the reason I say that is because the Raptors were up 2 with about 8 minutes left, and that's when they pulled Scotty Barnes. That's when they pulled Emmanuel Quickly and Jakob Poeltl. Now, I wouldn't say that IQ and Scotty were particularly great offensively, but obviously when you would expect those guys to play well in the fourth quarter. Jakob was just playing great altogether, and maybe we actually need to take a second to really give Jakob his flowers, because Jakob continues to be like A+ every single game. It's he's truly a model of consistency. But basically, it was a 2-point game with about 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And it's like, okay, go ahead, let's start the tank, and that's exactly what happened. The Raptors had all the momentum. The guys were playing well, and all of a sudden they pulled those guys out, and they closed it out with the rookies. Now the funny thing was, the rookies started playing pretty well. I thought Jamison Battle in particular really was able to get the Raptors a big spark. He knocked down 3 threes and a 2 in the span of about 3 minutes there to give Toronto that cushion that I suppose they did not want. The Raptors even took it one step further because they took Jamal Shead out the game, and they therefore closed with no point guards on the floor. Clearly they were trying to make multiple efforts to tank it. But again, like at that point, the Raptors were doing a pretty good job. I mean, guys started turning it around. Orlando Robinson, who was having pretty much a miserable game up until that point, he had a play where he got blocked 3 straight times. That's nasty, man. Alex Sarr got him twice, and I think Jordan Poole got him for the 3rd attempt. But basically, he was in the paint for like an hour trying to make the same left-handed layup, and he got blocked 3 times. He was having a nightmare game. But then he started turning it around. I thought he had a couple good defensive possessions against Alex Sarr, stopped him on multiple drives to the basket. He also had a couple of great dimes out the post, because since the Raptors didn't have a point guard, pretty much by design, because again, they're trying to tank, they put it into the post a ton, even though Orlando's not necessarily that great of a distributor. But you wouldn't know it by the fourth quarter, because he actually found guys like AJ Lawson cutting to the basket, and Ochai started hitting threes. Ochai was having a pretty terrible game on both ends of the floor, I thought, before that. But then he knocked down a big shot. And it was just like, yeah, I mean, the Raps tried to actually pull their main guys. And they even pulled their best rookie in Jamal Shead, which is already like another example of how tanking corrupts your team, because it's like, you can't even play rookies if they're good. It's not about quote-unquote development, because why would you pull Jamal Shead off the floor? You know it's a farce, and they're trying to lose. But my point is that, like, they put in multiple efforts, obviously on top of resting a guy like RJ. And yeah, they still won. They still won in the fourth quarter. Like, I'm not even sure what to say. Like, the Raptors were, 2 of 19 from 3 in the first half. Scotty and IQ, both of those guys really laying eggs offensively. Washington was actually playing well. Jordan Poole had a couple of moments where he got free. Again, that's why I thought Ochai really did not do a good job sticking with Jordan Poole, especially off ball, leaving him open a lot. I mean, Ochai, you have one job, right? So it's like Jordan Poole got it going. Chris Middleton, I thought, was playing decently. Alex Sarr looked like a number 2 pick, should look, with his ability to play from the 3 and also go inside. And yeah, the Raptors were up by 2 at halftime. And you knew that there were going to be some shenanigans coming in the fourth quarter. It happened. And once again, the Raptors just could not secure the deal in terms of losing it. So I don't know what to say, honestly. Like it does kind of just like this has been and this has been almost talked to death on this program in terms of just like what the Raptors are trying to achieve down the stretch here, which is to lose. I mean, the tanking race across the league is pretty terrible. I think this is probably like as bad as it's ever gotten. Elsewhere in the association, the other big tank game is Philadelphia versus New Orleans Pelicans. And for the Sixers, I mean, they even gave Quentin Grimes, who's been their one and only scorer of late, they gave him the night off. They're playing the lineup they're playing right now looks crazy. Like the box score for Philadelphia versus New Orleans, it's Chuma Okeke, Gershon Yabusele, Justin Edwards, Jared Butler, Ricky Council IV, Marcus Bagley. That's not even Marvin Bagley, even though he's wearing number 35. That's Marcus Bagley. They spawn new players. Adam Bona, Jeff Doughton Jr., Jalen Hood-Schifino for Philadelphia. And on the New Orleans Pelicans side, they have Kelly Olynyk, Keon Brooks Jr., which another player I've not heard of, Yves Missi, Jose Alvarado, Jordan Hawkins, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, Carlo Matkovic, Elfrid Payton, who they've now re-signed to join their team, Lester Quinones, and Antonio Reeves. That's who they're playing. So there's no Zion. There's no Quentin Grimes. Like everybody across the board, when it comes to like the last basically 10 teams in the NBA, are all trying to do like as much as possible to lose. And the Raptors, the only thing you can really fault them tonight is that they didn't, do enough to lose. I suppose they could have played even worse in the sense that like maybe at times you could have played 3 centers together. You know what I mean? Maybe at times you're like, okay, maybe we should play like point Colin Castleton or something. Maybe we should have Jakob Poeltl shoot 8 threes like Walker Kessler did the other game. Like Walker Kessler, who's like as much of like a traditional center as it gets, right? Dunk some shots around the basket, get some rebounds. You know what I mean? Like that's his role. Like it's like basically like a hustle big. They got him taking 8 threes last game. He went 1 of 8 from 3. So it's like, should Jakob have done 1 of 8 from 3 instead? Should you just straight up not play Scotty and IQ, even though those guys were not contributing much tonight? Should you give Jakob another night's worth of rest? I mean, it starts to get pretty bad at that point. And it's just like, because the tanking race is as competitive as it is, it's starting to make you feel like, okay, if the Raptors want to achieve their objectives, they have to cheat the game even more than the other teams are cheating the game. And so that's like, okay, maybe we got to sign worse players. Maybe we should not sign Orlando Robinson and Colin Castleton or like AJ Lawson, because they're actually a little bit quote unquote too good relative to the other players that they're playing. Maybe they should sign like the second tier or third tier of G League players so that they have more of a chance to lose. Or maybe they should, do even more ridiculous things like playing 3 centers at once, or having your non-shooting centers like Jakob start to shoot 8 threes like that, or like even resting promising players who should be getting these minutes. I don't even know, but like this is just what we're expected to tune in for. And again, like as a television product, you sit down and you watch this, or you pay money and you go watch this. I mean, first off, not a lot of people pay money to go watch the Washington Wizards. That crowd looked sparse. Like when that game started, it felt like, Savannah Hamilton, friend of the program, was telling that story about, pregame IQ, who's from like, Maryland. So the DMV area, he's got 30 members of friends and family in attendance. I'm like, damn, that must be everybody in the crowd, because it didn't look like there was more than 30 people in that lower bowl. Like it was poorly attended. Obviously it's like not a lot of people watching. And what are you watching for? For the people who actually do tune in to see it, you get a chance to see the Raptors try as much as possible to pull the shoot on the game. Like it's crazy. And the fact is we have like a dozen more of these to go. This isn't even the last tank off. I mean, the Raptors have games against Brooklyn left. You know what I mean? Like that's going to be worse. Games against Charlotte. You're going to see more of this kind of stuff. And honestly, like I really do feel bad for Darko in the sense that like on one hand, he is trying his very best to instill winning habits with the team, despite the team losing. He's got them playing hard for the most part. Obviously, last night was a no-show, but tonight they rebounded. That's exactly what you want to see. Last night they didn't take the game seriously. Tonight they took the game more seriously. That's a good sign, right? Like that's a good sign of like establishing standards. So on one hand, you want to establish winning habits. You want to establish standards. You want to develop your players, which means to give your rookies a lot of time, which they did. And on the other hand, it's like, now how can I find creative ways to lose the game? And it's like, bro, and then people get mad at him. They get mad at the organization when they ultimately fail to lose, or sometimes when they do succeed in losing. It's just all screwed up. You know what I mean? Like you would never play sports like this in any other context. And I understand it's professional sports, it's a business. And I've said this a million times. I actually support the Raptors tanking because the fact that is what's best for the organization in terms of improving the assets that they have, in terms of like improving the roster that they have. Like that's the best decision on paper. But at the same time, it's like, for me, where I get mad is like on a league level. It's like, if teams are willing to go to these extremes, then you have to just like eliminate all incentives to tank, because like these games are completely pointless. Like, yo, I'm watching this game because like this is my job and this is my passion as well, but this is my job. If it was just straight passion, I'm not gonna lie to you, Raptors probably would be on that second screen. Probably watch some UConn women's basketball. Paige Beckers is killing it right now. I'll probably watch some of the other games around the league. Lakers are taking on Orlando. That was a pretty fun game. Is Jimmy Butler isn't Jimmy Butler going back to Miami? That's gonna be really fun. You know what I mean? Coming up here. Like I Minnesota versus Indiana, like I'd probably watch those games. You know what I mean? Like there's actually an opportunity cost associated to watching the Raptors tank through this thing. But again, it's my job and like I love it and I'm not gonna take it for granted. But damn, like they're saying everything possible to tell you that these games do not matter. And then I think more than anything else, like I do feel bad for the actual young guys who come through, because in 99% of games, if young guys come through and they have a great performance like this, we'd all be really excited. We'd all come on and we'd be like, Jamison Battle, great performance, knocking down the threes. What a success by the Raptors front office to get him. Certainly not a big name player coming out of college. Played so many years in college and was undrafted, and he's joined the Raptors, and he's been this great success story from like, you get an invite to summer league, you get an invite to training camp, you actually beat out some of the other players to secure a two-way contract in training camp, you do everything possible and you do everything right, you play down in the G League, you play well there, you come to the Raptors in the small minutes, you play well, ultimately gets his contract converted, he signs a multi-year deal, like what Jameson said in the post-game interview. It feels good for him because everything he's done everything the right way and he's earned it. And I'm like, dog, that's awesome, man. And in the fourth quarter, like seeing him take over like that was great. Seeing Jamal Shead, who 14 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 5 of 10 from the field. He's got the 3-point shot down, but even the quick crossover, tonight he scored the same move 3 different times where he would cross, right to left, drive left, and then shoot against the grain, against his body with the right, with the floater. One time he got an and one to drop 2, but like that floater is killer. It's great that he's figured it out, how to set up his own offense, but also set up his team. Down the stretch here, it's been really, really fun watching Jamal. A guy like AJ Lawson, you know what I mean? Like they picked him up off the scrap heap. He's from right here in Toronto and Brampton. He's earned his chance to get a chance to play on a two-way. He's played pretty well on that two-way, all things considered. He's playing aggressive defense. He certainly got a lot of deflections tonight. He's picking his spots offensively. Obviously, he's had a couple of games where he's hit that 30 mark, which has been crazy. That's all fun. You know what I mean? Mogbo, I thought, for all the games that he struggled tonight, I thought he played really well. 8 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 3 of 7 from the field. I thought, again, in the first half, kind of looked out of place offensively, kind of like what he's been recently. But second half really came on strong. And I like the dominance to take it strong and dunk it at the basket when no one expected him to. Or the little bank shots, the little floaters that, it's kind of like a pet move for him to sort of go to that floater. That's all really good. But at the same time, it's like you can't even really be in a position to celebrate any of that because you're just, on the back of your mind, you're just like, yeah, but we should lose this game. And it's like, all right, like, if you're going to be mad they won this game, it's really just they didn't go to the extent that other teams did. You know what I mean? It's and like, what's the point then? We might as well just simulate to the season. Like, I swear if you would give the Raptors a chance, like to hey, listen, we're going to skip the rest of the last 13 14 games of the year. We'll give you all losses. You guarantee that and you lock it in right now. Would you do it? I'm pretty sure the Raptors will say yes, and I'm pretty sure like 8 other teams in the NBA would also take the same deal. That's not good for your league, man. That's you're just like fundamentally you're cheating the players, you're cheating the coaches, you're cheating the fans, you are cheating the television partners that you're doing business with. Across the board. And again, I say all this because I actually do support the Raptors in terms of like, this is what they need to be doing. And this is the right thing to do to build the organization up long term in terms of adding value to your team, which means that they should get the best lottery odds that they can, hopefully get a chance at a generational prospect in Cooper Flag. Even if they don't get Cooper, I think that all the other guys up there are pretty good. Again, like, if it's worth it to sort of like maximize this chance, right? Especially because if you going forward, the Raptors might not have the chance to tank this badly again. So you might as well maximize this window. So again, 100%, I agree with what the Raptors are doing. It's logical, it's sound. But at the same time, the NBA now just needs to step in. Because if you're telling me a quarter of the NBA would just accept right now, hey, let's just skip the last month of the season and just give you all losses, then you have a problem as a league. I swear, like, no other league has the same problem, man. Like, it's not this prevalent across the board. And it's not this celebrated across the board. And again, I do truly feel that the cost is 100% passed on to both the fan and also like the media partners that ultimately work with this team. Like, you think Sportsnet's happy with paying whatever money they got to pay to get the broadcast rights, and then they put this on? Or like TSN's happy with that? I mean, I guess it's vertically integrated because they're, the same company owns the two networks or whatever. But like, still, like, do you think that, I don't know. We've had a million discussions on tanking, but this was a nasty one. But Raptors won tonight, and I was happy for all the rookies, man. J-Mo, I was happy for him. I was happy for Battle. I was happy for Jamal Shead. And yeah, I mean, I guess the last thing was just appreciation for Jakob, man. Jakob just continues to be so solid. This man, it's fun watching. Watching Jakob this season has given me a new appreciation for the floater. Or the push shot, let's just say. Like, he has delectable touch on that floater. Like, he catches it anywhere from the free throw line and in, and he's got his face down, and he's just pushing that thing. How many centers in the NBA don't have that move? I mean, honestly, like, most centers in the NBA don't have that move. And, of course, there's more skilled centers than Jakob. I mean, we're talking about an age where Jokic and Joel Embiid and, Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, hell, even Naz Reid is crazy talented, right? But, like, that one push shot, I mean, like, that thing is money, and it's going to extend Jakob's career. It's going to, more than anything else, it's just like a great counter. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even that hard to set him up because nobody's really guarding him on that short roll like that. Like, it's hard to just sort of like, I mean, people nowadays, like, they want to take away the pick and pop three, or they want to take away the hard roll to the basket where somebody's, a chance to lob and dunk or whatever. Nobody is like prioritizing taking away that mid sort of range between that, like, basically restricted area, between restricted area and the 3-point line. Like, they're not worried about centers catching it there for the most part, unless you're one of those like all-stars. And Jakob just like feasts on that thing over and over again. And it's been great watching. I mean, again, like, I never thought that I would love push shots as much, but huge shouts to Jakob Poeltl, man. That was beautiful. And yeah, that's all I got today. I'm gonna bring in producer co-host Alex Wong, who I know is shaking his head because he's heard me give my umpteenth rant about tanking and how nasty this thing is. But what's up, man?
Hey, buddy. Yeah, I feel like we should give how like the like DeMar Kyle era, whatever, we the North, like people have different names for this stuff. We gotta get a name for this, like this final stretch of basketball here, second half of this season, man. Like it needs to be memorialized because I feel like we're watching so much Orlando Robinson.
Bro,
We're watching so much. I mean, AJ Lawson's cool. We're watching so much Jamison Battle. I mean, this man got a podium game basically.
yo,
Post game interview. Also, Jamison Battle looks like he's been to war this season.
yeah, you know what? Shouts to Jamison Battle, man. I'm super happy for the guy.
Yeah.
He's earned every step of the way.
hmm
I think the thing with Orlando Robinson and Colin Castleton is, like, I'm pretty sure over the last 2 weeks I've seen Orlando Robinson and Colin Castleton more than I've seen pretty much every member of my family.
Yeah, no,
Like,
that's on you to get better work-life balance.
I agree. Yeah, I need better work-life balance if I've seen more Orlando than I've seen my mom,
No,
for
but
example.
I know these games have been tough, and I wanted to actually wanted to surprise you with a special guest that's gonna be joining us right now on the React Pod. Um, I don't know if you can guess who this person is.
Is it the Jay-Z lady again?
No, 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 no. It's this person's very prominent in the Raptor space. Like, he's done a lot of stuff. He's been a huge part of just covering this team the past decade. Jerome, let's bring in the surprise, man. What up, bro?
This is so stupid, man.
Yo, me and Jerome thought this was brilliant.
This was so stupid, man.
Yo, this guy said, "Is it the Jay-Z lady?"
Put something on it.
Yo, that's so funny, man. Oh, so anyways, this ain't even a six-pack, but Kevin Pelton put out an article about tanking. And he actually had some ideas for this too. So here they are. The first one you've already talked about, flattening the lottery odds. So you've talked about this, so we don't need to talk about that one that much more. A more radical one is count wins instead of losses after the All-Star break. So basically, if you're in the lottery,
Bro, what league does this? What league has to do these things, man?
If you're in the lottery, you flip the record. Like, yeah, the losses count before the All-Star break, and then you count wins after the All-Star break.
That's not how the game is played,
that's
man.
A no for you.
That's not you got me sounding like Avon Barksdale at the East meets West Baltimore game, man. That's not how the fucking game is played, man. What are you talking about? Adam Silver, flatten those damn odds, man.
Someone in the chat is saying that no one reads. Stop sharing from an article. Next one is rework pick protections.
Yo, they're saying you got to put your volume up.
Man, my volume is way up.
Okay.
Pick protections.
Okay.
Remove all pick protections. So then teams...
I mean, how's that gonna work though? You've already made your trades. Like, you can't just like suddenly like OKC's gonna panic, man.
Number 4 is have lottery odds determined by how those teams fare against each other. So you're basically just counting the records of the teams that are tanking against each other.
I mean, that's also stupid because, like, I mean, sure, I guess, like, the Raptors would, recently, I guess, they beaten the Wizards a bunch, or they beaten Utah a bunch. Like, that could technically be more wins towards the lottery odds. But again, I have to say, that is not how the game is played.
I guess
people are just going to rest their main guys against, like, the key players, like, I guess, better teams, and then just, like, make them available for, like, if you make any incentive for teams to get more lottery balls, they're going to do it. There's no shame across the league. Like, we're in a post-shame NBA. Like, we just are.
I guess the idea is, like, these games would matter in a way. Like, tonight's game would have mattered.
Bro, you can't make these games matter because...
stop yelling at me, man. I ain't Adam Silver.
No, you're just going to have bad teams towards the end of the season, and the games are naturally going to matter less. That's okay. But the thing is, you can't make them a complete farce. Like, it can't be Walker Kessler shoots 1 of 8 from 3. It can't be Quentin Grimes gets rested. Bro, for what? You know what I mean? It can't be let's sign worse G League players so that you have more of a chance to lose. It can't be what the Raptors are pioneering, which is we get in a close game and then surprise, we pull our main guys and hope to lose in the last minute. Like, these are all like, it's just not true to the game, man. I'm sorry. Like, maybe there's honestly part of me that I'm just like, I might be too sentimental, but like, I love basketball. I love NBA basketball in particular. I really feel like it's the pinnacle of basketball. And like the fact that we have like this horrible last 2 months of the season where, again, a quarter of the league would rather just skip to the end and lose every game is stupid, man. It's just genuinely stupid.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's our weekly check-in on tanking.
Yeah, sorry. No tanking conversation the rest of the week. Sorry.
No, it's all good, bro. There's only like 3 weeks left, I think. All right, let's see. Let's get to this 6-pack.
Let's go.
So Kirk Goldsberry of The Ringer proposed this new playoff bracket today, which would be ranking the teams instead of the conferences from 1 to 16. basically. And here's what the matchups would look like for this season if we were to go to this format today. So the number 1 seed would be the OKC Thunder, and they would take on the Atlanta Hawks, which just feels kind of weird. 8-9 8-9 would be Grizzlies, Pacers, which, again, kind of weird. Rockets, Clippers would be 4-13 matchup. The 5-12 matchup would be the Knicks and the Wolves, so that's the cat trade series. Cavs would play the Sacramento Kings. You get Lakers, Warriors in the first round. Celtics against the Pistons. Nuggets against the Bucks. Are you with this format at all? I personally.
Why are there two of you, man?
Yeah. Here, we're gonna.
Yeah, we gotta get you. You gotta put your mic on, man. You're muted now.
Personally.
There we go.
Personally, I hate this.
If we actually throw
the matchups look so weird.
If you throw the matchups back up, like I'm not necessarily like against 1 through 16 seeding and ignoring the conferences. However, it just so happens that these specific matchups are pretty terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of Golden State versus the Lakers, like none of these matchups are good. Would you watch like Rockets, Clippers? Yeah.
No, there's just something weird about these matchups, like across conferences.
No, I mean, like Grizzlies Pacers is a hilariously mid matchup. No, that's just a random game on the regular season.
Grizzlies Pacers is insane. Man.
Grizzlies Pacers is making me crash out, man.
No, like this is making me appreciate conferences more. Like,
yeah,
I think we should just stick with the conferences. Like, I'm cool seeing the Bulls take on like the Hawks in the play-in. I'm cool seeing like Knicks, Cavs, or whatever. These matchups make me feel weird, man. Like, why are we getting Jokic versus Giannis in the first round?
It doesn't make any sense.
For no reason.
That's an ESPN on Wednesday type of game. Like that's not like a I think the one thing is like I was thinking about the NCAA tournament, and the one thing is like they've built obviously this very interactive activity for like even casuals to sort of participate in, right? Because like how many people are really diehard college basketball fans? Not that many, but obviously people tune in for the NCAA tournament, and it's because you have the ability to fill out a bracket. You know, you get everyone in your company to sort of come around and just make one of these office pools, and then you throw a little bit of money on it, and it's just like it's just a great activity. It's like a coloring book when you go to Pizza Hut. You know what I mean? For when you take your kid to Pizza Hut, it's like adults aren't you coloring or whatever, but like the kids are like, oh, I could just draw on a crayon or whatever. It's just like it does feel like having a built-in activity is like a great way to sort of build more engagement towards your product. So I guess if you're trying to make the NBA like come up with brackets, but then again, I don't know, man. Like it just doesn't feel the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like you know when we say like it's like a weird mouth feel when we say certain things. It's like looking at Grizzlies Pacers in the first round just feels really weird. No, but this conference realignment thing was getting a lot of momentum. I feel like a few years ago. I think that was when like the West was just like so good. But I don't know, man.
I'll ask you this because you follow more sports than I do. I pretty much just follow two. Is there as much discussion with the other leagues in terms of like we got to fix this, we got to fix this? Because it feels like every year in the NBA there's like 3 active like we got to fix this subplots every year.
I feel like draft-wise, tanking is the biggest conversation. Basketball has the biggest tanking conversation. Like chat can let me know if I'm wrong, but like you don't see that in other sports. Hockey does want to realign. Some people want to realign the playoffs because the playoffs aren't 1-8 matchups. It's by division, so that's why it's like people.
That's why we play the I guess Tampa or
the Leafs play Tampa, Boston, or Florida like every year basically.
Right, which all happen to be pretty good teams. I guess this year the Bruins are bad.
Yeah. So those are, but like no, basketball definitely has the biggest problem when it comes to tanking. And
dude, everybody is just talking about how to fix basketball, and it's like. That isn't that on the commissioner then? Like we got to fix the All-Star game, we got to fix tanking, we got to fix the playoff system, we got to fix the in-season tournament. I'm like, bro, what's even working with the NBA, man? Adam Silver, like, what are you doing, bro?
Adam Silver's gonna make 450 guys play in a 1-on-1 tournament next season.
Yeah, it's like we got to expand, like, bro, expand. You telling me I want to see 2 more Washington Wizards in the league? Because that's what the expansion will look like.
Oh my god. Okay, so we're it's a no on Kirk Goldsberry's proposed NBA Sweet 16.
I mean, it's not. It's not Kirk Goldsberry idea, man. People have been proposing 1 through 16 seeding all the time, man. I've heard Bill Simmons propose this 20 years ago.
Of course, man. I've heard him propose this many times over 20 years.
Yeah, this ain't Kirk's, man. But no. I just on the matchups alone, I wouldn't do it. No.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, back by popular demand. So Raptors played the Wizards tonight.
Yeah. Raptors-Wizards quiz.
36 players have played for both franchises.
Oh man.
Can you name a working roster of 12?
Oh, Raptors-Wizards. This one feels a lot tougher than the Raptors-Spurs one. Okay. Raptors-Wizards players.
Come on. There's some obvious ones you can lock in on right away, I feel like.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Raptors and Wizards, man.
Yeah.
Otto Porter Jr.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Shouts to Otto Porter.
There's one.
I'm pretty sure I saw Jalen McDaniels on the Wizards earlier this year.
I guess he didn't make the cut, so he's not officially on Basketball Reference. And don't look at the chat.
Okay, I'll hide the chat. Hold on.
Hide the chat.
Why, this one's I'm really struggling with this one. Hold on. Let me just think about it for a sec. Who do we have?
Well, rule of thumb, you just always shout out Garrett Temple, and yes, he is. Yep.
Oh, Garrett Temple?
Yeah,
oh, yeah. Garrett Temple's a cheat code.
Rule of thumb is just always say Garrett Temple.
Got you.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you're technically at 0 right now.
I'm technically at 0. Why am I struggling with this, man?
Yeah.
Who has been on the Raptors recently that played on the Wizards?
This is your LeBronto right now, man.
Oh man.
This guy covers the Raps.
DeLon Wright?
Yeah, DeLon Wright.
I don't know why that was the first guy. Oh, CJ Miles?
Yeah, CJ Miles.
Yeah.
That's 4. Yeah.
Brother.
Oh, I'll give you Jalen McDaniels. Yes, he did make the team, so it's 5. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
That's 5.
Who used to be on the Raps and
You
the
got to go back a
Wizards,
little
man?
bit too.
Yeah, I feel like these are like older guys who have done this. So
There's a center. There's a recent center. Signed
oh,
with
JV,
Washington.
of course.
Yeah,
JV.
JV.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
6.
He got traded. Yeah. Man.
Yeah, this one's tougher than the Spurs.
Okay, give me the era. Give me the eras, man.
The Vince Carter era. There's
Bro, you know I wasn't around for that.
There's one prominent starter during that era that did play for close friends with Michael Jordan.
Oh, Oak?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 7.
All right. What about that? Was there some people from the Mike James era? Like
yeah, Mike James himself.
Oh, Alexis Ajinça?
Yeah, Mike James himself.
Oh, Mike James himself? Okay, I'll count
Ajinça,
that.
no. Some other
By the way,
ones?
Ajinça is actually on the Wizards assistant coaching staff, so that doesn't
Nice.
count, but just wanted to put that out there. I was very surprised to see him.
These are kind of tough. Juan Dixon.
Oh, Juan Dixon. Yeah,
Yeah.
we made the trade with Washington for him.
Yeah, Juan Dixon.
Yeah.
Chris Humphries.
Chris Humphries, that's a good one. Yeah,
Alex
Chris Humphries
Len.
was everywhere. Alex Len, right. He was only a Raptor for 3 games, but that's a great one. Damn.
Yeah, our guy Tracy Murray.
Yep, our guy. Yeah, shouts to Tracy.
Did we say CJ? Did you say CJ Miles?
I said CJ. I got CJ.
Okay, you got
shouts to
CJ
Tracy.
Miles.
Shouts to Tracy Murray. 35.
You remember Gennaro Pargo?
Yeah, but oh man, I don't even remember him as a Raptor.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
And
Yeah.
and the referee Haywood Workman.
Haywood Workman. Yeah, nice. He
Yeah,
refereed a
so-
game recently. I think he was. I know he did the Raptors game last night.
Yeah, so
Against
those
Spurs.
those are some of the ones. So
Wow.
this one had you struggling tonight, man.
No, the
I can't
Spurs
wait to
one is,
do. I
like,
can't
pretty
wait to
good.
do Raptors Hornets on Friday.
Oh man, Malachi Flynn, come on down, buddy.
You better lock in Primo Brezic. Yeah.
Oh, yo, shouts to the gangster.
Okay. Next up, Doc Rivers. I don't know why he talked about this in an interview with Mark Spears today, but he says he doesn't get enough credit for winning 3 games in a playoff series in which he blew 3-1 leads.
Brother.
He said, "No one tells a real story, and I'm fine with that. It's unfair in some ways. I don't get enough credit for getting to 3 wins. I get credit for losing. I always say, what if we had lost in 6? Nobody would care. One of the things that I'm proud of is we've never been swept. All the coaches have been swept in the playoffs. My teams achieve. A lot of them overachieve, and I'm proud of that." So,
Look,
thoughts on this?
I do feel like Doc actually is a better coach than his like active reputation would suggest. Like right now, Doc's kind of like known for exactly that. Like he's blown more 3-1 leads than any other coach in NBA history. Like
3 of them by the way. So 2003. I don't really blame this one on them. The Magic were the 8th seed, and they blew a 3-1 lead against the Pistons in the first round.
Yeah, right.
2015 with the Clippers, they were up 3-1, and I think people remember like James Harden was benched in Game 6, and then
Right,
Corey
Josh
Brewer
Smith and like
and
Corey
Josh
Brewer
Smith
went
went
off.
crazy, and then 2020 in the bubble, when Jamal Murray and Jokic just went crazy and the Clippers blew a 3-1.
Yeah, he got to own that one. He's also blown a lot of 3-2 leads as well. Like
I think he's blown at least 2, and he's 16-34 when his team has a chance to close out a series.
Yeah.
How does he have almost a whole regular season's worth of closeout games? You know what? Respects.
The Raptors are like 16-34. Maybe I want you to coach our team so we can tank harder.
That's so many closeout games.
That's actually that's really tough for Doc.
How old is this guy?
Yeah. I mean, it just sounds funny. I feel like Doc, you should know that you can't win this battle. You know what I mean? Because it's like too easy to be like, yo, the goal is not to win 3, it's to win 4. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You know, the job's not done. As infamous Kobe quote went, like, job's not finished.
It's just kind of funny that this is like the one thing that just follows him around. Yeah.
Doc, man, you've already been named as a top 15 coach of all time.
Really?
Yeah, he's part of that list of 15.
Yo, I forgot they did that.
Yeah, so
that was the coach's version of top 75. Like,
yeah,
the Bucks are like, yo, we're getting a top 15 coach.
Yo, that was a great way for coaches to gas themselves up because it's like him, it's like like Spo I think was on that list. I think those are the only 2 active guys. Oh, and Pop, one of the 3 active guys that were on that list.
That's crazy.
I don't even think Steve Kerr's on that list, which is kind of nuts.
All right, so that is number 3. Number 4, Jimmy Butler. You mentioned is back in Miami this week. I think they have like 3 days off or something. In Miami, and he was asked about heat culture, and he says the term heat culture is a bit overused. He says, quote, "I'm not saying it in a bad way. I think it's just a little bit overused. It's a great organization, but I think a large part of that culture is you get guys to buy into a winning mindset. You get some guys that buy in, you get some really good players, and then you get the opportunity to talk about heat culture a little bit more." So this man left the cult and now he's ripping the cult?
Yeah, it's a messy breakup, man. It was messy at the end. It's now messy in the post-breakup period. Like
it's like telling kids that Santa's not real, man.
Hey, man, but
he's like heat culture's not real.
No, but I think the one thing is if you ask players, like players would always want their share of the credit. When you say heat culture, that implies that like the Heat are magically able to spawn random players out of nowhere and put them on, you know, winning situations, which to be fair to Miami, they have done a great job of like scouting guys like Max Strus, you know, Gabe Vincent, your boy, 7, man. 7, right? They got 7 out of nowhere.
Only
you know what I mean?
7, I acknowledge.
Duncan Robinson, you know what I mean? Like they have spawned these guys. They've gotten the most that they could possibly get out of like Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo.
Even you using Strus and Vincent as an example, like yes, they were great finds, but like they're like serviceable role players, you know?
No, but like
it's not like they unearthed like 2 superstars.
No, but it's like do people talk about Raptors culture when they got Fred VanVleet? Or do they talk about Raptors culture when they got like Norm Powell to turn him as an all-star, you know, or like an all-star, I guess, contender this year?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So
I but at the same time, I think part of it is just Jimmy basically twisting the knife a little bit more.
Yeah.
But the other part, I do kind of agree with them in the sense that it's just like, yeah, talk about that heat culture shit now. Like, you know what I mean? Like your season is gone as badly as possible. Like, talk that shit now. You know what I mean? So
yeah, they just lost like 11 in a row until yesterday, I think.
It's crazy because like they've blown like because Keeks also does stats for the Miami Heat as well.
Yeah.
And she keeps posting basically like the Miami Heat are like far and away the number 1 team in the NBA in terms of blown double-digit leads this season.
Right. Like they're 30-41, I think, and they're like comfortably in the play-in. Like we gotta Adam Silver, add that to your list, man. I don't want to see a 30-41 team fighting for a playoff spot. That's embarrassing, man.
Hey, man, don't worry, man. The Chicago Bulls, one of the hottest teams in the NBA right now, is Chicago Bulls, man.
Dog, this is what's gonna happen to the Raptors next year. One of the scenarios is they're gonna be 9 games under, and like be in 9th.
I mean, as long as the Raptors actually play games next year, it would be nice. You know?
Oh
I mean, again, I understand. This is not me coming to say Raps shouldn't be tanking, all this shit. Like I've said this a million times, but it would just be cool to not have to watch this, man. It just would be. Like, we can all agree that this sucks.
Yeah. Number 5. Did you see our friend Libaan Osman is launching a new podcast?
Yes.
It is called. Give me 1 second here.
Come on, man.
The Canadian Basketball Show. The Canadian Basketball Show.
Brother.
It's on Spotify now.
Yes.
You can subscribe. New episode. The first episode is dropping tomorrow. Do you have the scoop on this, on who the guest is?
Of course, I have the scoop on this. I was actually so obviously I'm not going to scoop Libaan on that, right? Like that's his hard work. You know what I mean? I'm not going to break who it is, but it is with an NBA player who is also Canadian, and I think it's like it was actually a really really well done interview. I was there. Liban's been talking about wanting to start a show for a while. I think that I would like to think that we played a small part in that, in terms of like how often we got him on our show, both here and also at the Raptor show. I've always thought that Libaan Osman is like one of the best voices, if not the best voice in covering up and coming Canadian basketball talent. I think people just see that he works for the Toronto Star and they were like, okay, well, the Star is like funding all this. I'm not, there's nothing to disparage the Star. Like Libaan pays out of his own pocket to go to the NBA draft, to go to the Nike, World game, USA versus World games out in Portland.
EYBL
EYBL. This guy goes to Atlanta for EYBL. This guy is on the ground. Like he's just like, he puts in this much passion and in terms of builds
and he's built great relationships obviously with a lot of
great relationships,
Canadian players, and I think you're gonna see all of this come out, and Libaan is super passionate about this too. Like he's super passionate about telling the stories of the players, really giving context to just Canada basketball at so many different levels, right? Like a lot of us tap in for the FIBA World Cup, for the Olympics.
Yep.
But he's there telling the stories of these people, like Xavier Lee, like all these people when they're in high school, when they're in college. Like I remember Delano Banton, like he was writing stories about him, way back. And I think that's what this
Keyshawn
podcast...
George with the Wizards. Unfortunately, he got injured today, hurt his ankle.
That's what this podcast is gonna be. I think it's gonna be a reflection of Liban's great work. So make sure you go subscribe to the Canadian Basketball Show, and make sure you check that out and add that to your rotation.
Yeah, this isn't just us plugging it for a friend. And like, here's the thing: like Liban's been talking about, he wants to launch a pod. He's been so passionate about doing all this sort of Canadian basketball coverage, and when it came time to actually record the first episode, this was recorded about like I think a week and a half ago now. It was like on a Sunday afternoon, and I was just like, because it was an off day for the Raptors. I saw him at the Wizards game the night before, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna record tomorrow." And I was like, you know what? Like, just I'm just gonna come through just to support you, bro. I live nowhere near the Esplanade.
Big pod bro.
It's a Sunday afternoon. I'm just gonna give you this time because I just truly believe in this project that much. And honestly, I thought I was just going to be there to sort of like help facilitate. This guy had a lot of help. It was great to see his community come around him. He had a bunch of boys there with him to sort of help him with, everything else. Cause he is not tech savvy. Like this man doesn't even own a microphone. Libaan, go ahead and go buy that microphone. But like, he had a lot of people there to help him, which I thought was really beautiful. It really shows his character when you have a lot of people who are there to support you.
The city loves Libaan, man.
And the biggest thing was just like, Libaan actually killed that interview. Like it was such a great interview, and I'm actually really excited. I don't want to leak it here because he deserves all the applause for it. But just make sure you go subscribe to the show so you can see it tomorrow.
No, subscribe to the show, man. We're super proud of Libaan and excited to see what this is gonna be. And I know Oren Weisfeld is finishing up his book too, The Golden Generation.
Hey.
About Canada basketball. Libaan, Oren, I don't know if I'm reading your whole manuscript.
Yo,
can I read 5 chapters?
Yo, come on.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
Oren, send me your manuscript. I'll read your manuscript, bro.
Oren, I got
come
you.
Come on,
bro.
man.
You need feedback from a real author. Yeah.
Alex, would it help if you got someone to back you up on the reading?
Yo, Joe, this is one of those things where I'm getting the feeling that only me and you find it funny. Which is enough for me. Shouts to Libaan, man. That was number 5. I mean,
what's number 6, man? I know
technically, Kevin Poeltl was number 6, but number 6, Manchester United taking on Nottingham Forest this week in Premier League action. Jerome, I need that board, please.
There we go.
Taking Man U here on the road, 3.20 odd. What is the NBA equivalent of this matchup, Will? And why is Man U getting such great odds to win?
I mean, United has objectively had a pretty bad season. I think last time I checked the table, they were like 13th or 14th. Like,
Holy man, they getting relegated?
no, don't worry. They're not in relegation zone. Like, but they're just one tier above relegation zone this year. I mean, again, like I don't. As a Liverpool fan, I don't look that far down the standings. You know what I mean?
You can't even see. You got to scroll too far.
No, it'd be
you got to scroll too far to see that.
It'd be like asking an OKC fan what the Toronto Raptors record is, man. You would never look at that part of the standings. However, Nottingham Forest actually has played really well this season. New manager, Nuno Espirito Santo, has done a really good job of instilling a great defensive principle there.
Yeah, the 4-3-3. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I don't think so, but it's okay. You know what? Honestly, I have not thought about the Prem in a while, just because they're on international break. But especially because Nottingham Forest doesn't have that many players, I don't think, that are away on the break. So I feel like they should be well rested. Give me Forest for this one.
Okay, give me United 3.20. Make sure, aside from your basketball betting odds, hit the QR code below and check out NCAA, check out Premier League, and all of that on Betway for all your betting needs. That's it, man. Happy birthday, Chris.
Forest is third, bro.
Happy birthday, Chris Bosh. Yeah.
Wait, it's Chris Bosh's birthday?
Yeah. Didn't you see the happy birthday on the Raptors account today?
No. But
okay.
Quick, give me your favorite Chris Bosh play.
Favorite Chris Bosh play? Come on, man.
Just proving a point. Go ahead.
God damn it, man. When he filmed that cowboy commercial.
Well, some of us were prepared. So I actually did bring my favorite Chris Bosh play. So I'm just going to actually load that up here.
Put something on it. I sell ice in the winter.
Sorry.
Goodness. No, do you not have a favorite Chris Bosh play? Like, not even one?
Oh, man, that's tough, man.
This guy's like third, I think, or third or fourth in franchise scoring.
I'm not taking this Chris Bosh slander, though, man.
It's just weird because he's just like...
People be hating on Chris Bosh too much. Yeah.
I kind of agree with you. Like, I agree with you. But at the same time, it's just like, there's something just like weirdly not memorable about anything that he did. Even though he was objectively a really good player. Like, Chris Bosh, in his peak, was probably like a top 10 NBA player.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, Chris Bosh played in more playoff. Did he play in more playoff series? The same number of playoff series as Vince in Toronto.
He played 2, yeah.
Yeah, so
I guess Vince played 3, so that doesn't even count.
Actually, some live bad news. I got the USC game on, and Juju Watkins just had to get carried off the court.
Goodness.
For a bad. I don't know exactly what the injury is, which also is a bad moment, I guess, because I'm wearing a Juju Watkins shirt. But just as a heads up right now, that sucks. But
keep her safe for 2026, baby. Toronto Tempo, first overall pick, Juju Watkins. But damn, that sucks.
Go Tempo. Yeah.
Does the chat have a favorite Chris Bosh play?
Well, someone said favorite play was when he left, dude.
Yeah, that was tough, man.
Yo, Chad got that angry tank energy tonight, man.
The funniest thing with the Chris Bosh, I mean, when
his All-Star camping was good.
Yeah,
like he was like one of the first. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Did he have like a game winner against Washington? I
think so.
I'll take your word for it.
I mean, Chris Bosh was like the king of like pick and pop with Jose Calderon. This guy would have like 12 points by the end of the first quarter, and then he would finish with 20. Like that was my distinct memory of Chris Bosh, was he would get 12 points in the first quarter and then finish with 20, like one bucket each the rest of the way, kind of thing.
This is like Luka with 20 in the first and finishing with 44.
Yeah,
but it's the non-memorable version.
No, but like Chris objectively like held it down for the Raptors for a long time.
He got some numbers like by the end of it. That's the thing.
Chris is like 6th overall in games played. Chris Bosh is 3rd overall in minutes played. 2nd overall in field goals. I think he's a leader, franchise leader in points. He is the franchise leader in rebounds. He's the franchise. I think he's like 3rd or 4th in scoring.
Yeah, he's up there in the charts, man.
But again, like when I ask people this question, like people really struggle to come up with like
this
a
is
favorite
like
Chris Bosh play. Yeah, Chris is 3rd in points. He has more points than Vince.
I feel like if you
he'd
ask
be a number one scoring option right now without Brandon Ingram on the floor right now. Like for the Raptors, wouldn't he? Yeah.
Chris Bosh in today's NBA would kill it too, by the way. Like his game was like ahead of the time, you know what I mean? Like
I just wanted to say happy birthday, man.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. Guys, how about we get to some Tangerine Q&A?
I love
Q&A,
it,
man.
I love it. That's my favorite segment. It's time now for the Tangerine Fan Inbox. And we want to let you know that Tangerine is the official bank of the Toronto Raptors, foundational partner of the WNBA and NBA Canada. And, of course, they're not just fans of basketball, they're fans of basketball. They're fans of fans who have their own nickname for each guy in the starting five, or fans who stand 5 inches from the TV all game, or fans who can recreate every player's layup package while sitting on their couch. And if you're hearing this, there's no doubt in your commitment. Fans like you are at the heart of what makes this game great. So this year, for the Raptors' 30th season, Tangerine is turning the spotlight from the tank to the stands and celebrating the way Raptor fans support their team, because this is how we fan. To learn more, visit tangerine.ca/basketball. Big shout out to Tangerine. There really are no bigger proponents of basketball in Canada than Tangerine. So big shout out to Tangerine. All right, what do we have for questions, man?
Let's see. First one here. Are there any games you're genuinely excited for the rest of the season?
Let me pull up that schedule.
And you're not allowed to say the last game, just to be clear.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely no part of me that's excited for Game 82, because it feels like the Raptors have had 20 Game 82s by this point.
Well, I mean, think about where you're going to do your React pod for Game 82, and that'll at least be something to look forward to.
Oh, man. We're going to be at Shing?
Yeah, everybody come to Hong Shing.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Whoa, hold up, player.
Just say your chat username at the door. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Hold on a minute, player.
Yeah. I mean, well, let's discuss that a little further.
Yeah. We'll work through that one.
Enthusiastic. Okay. Let's see here. Raptors' remaining games this season. They play in Brooklyn on Wednesday. Return home to Toronto to play Charlotte. Then they go to Philadelphia. That's a must lose. At Chicago, Portland, Detroit at home, Brooklyn, Charlotte, Dallas, San Antonio. Wow. That is incredible.
Yeah, this schedule's against the law, son.
Oh, we're gonna be putting time. Yeah, AJ Lawson in a lot of moments here. I think for me, like, the best player the Raptors will face the rest of the season is for sure Cade Cunningham. But I guess AD's back to the Mavs, so that's 2. But, like, honestly, outside of that, who do you think is the best player the Raptors will place down the stretch here?
I think you named them. Yeah.
Like, maybe LaMelo. But it's probably the Pistons game. I want to see how that game goes. The Pistons actually been pretty fun to watch as well. I anticipate that one being a competitive loss that the Raptors would feel really good about, just like the Warriors one. Yeah. But damn, slim pickings.
Next one here. Is the lack of three-point shooting something that you think can be addressed next season?
I think the Raptors are trying to address their lack of three-point shooting. It feels like they've been trying to do that for the last 4 or 5 years. You know, that one of the big reasons why Project 6ix9ine didn't work was because they just had so little three-point shooting. They made it work by gaming the possession game. They also made it work because Nick used to play guys 45 minutes a game. So but it was always a big weakness for the Raptors, basically since the title teams, that the Raptors do not have enough three-point shooting. I think right now on the team, I think a lot of it will probably fix itself if Scotty gets himself back to being just passable as a catch-and-shoot guy. Like, Scotty went 0 for 5 from 3. I mean, his three-point percentage might be 25% after a game like this, probably hovering between 25-26%. Because he's such a big part of the team and because Jakob is such a big part of the team, it's just going to create a lot of issues for you in terms of your three-point volume and also in terms of your, three-point proficiency. I don't really realistically expect Jakob to be a factor at all from 3, so it's basically going to have to be Scotty. If Scotty can fix his 3, then all of a sudden the Raptors don't look as bad because IQ is a good three-point shooter, Brandon's a good three-point shooter, and RJ at least has been an average three-point shooter this season. So it's just on Scotty. I mean, the guys off the bench I think are actually okay. Jamal's going to be in that rotation. He's a good three-point shooter. Jakobi, Grady Dick, those guys are fine. Ochai's, he's a good three-point shooter. It's basically the main 2 right there. And again, I don't expect Jakob to suddenly be shooting a bunch of threes.
Someone in the chat said, lack of three-point shooting. We suck at 2-point shooting.
Yeah, okay.
It's amazing.
What about 1-point shooting? Are we good free throws?
The energy.
What's our free throw percentage, man?
The energy is so charged up tonight.
Raptors are 29th in free throw percentage.
We're bad at 1-point shooting.
We bet at 1s, 2s, and 3s.
Yo, we suck at 1s, man.
Okay, Sam Mitchell.
That's crazy, dog.
Wait, are we? That's crazy. We're 29th in free throw percentage, 25th in 2-point percentage, and 25th in 3-point percentage. That's hard to do.
Oh man.
That's rough.
Shouts at Tyler McKenzie for the $13.99
Let's go.
donation.
you.
Says we should put tariffs on the NBA for the rest of the schedule. Also, Will's reaction to the surprise guess is how Mavs fans reacted after they saw the return to the Luka trade. Hey, AD's back, baby.
Yo.
AD is back, man. The Mavs are back.
Yeah, what's AD even back for? Man?
I don't know, man. He was on a golf course smoking a cigar last week. And now he's back.
I mean, look, listen, I'm not trying to police anything, but should NBA players be smoking cigars mid-season? Like,
Listen.
I get after you win a
Listen,
championship.
MJ
did that.
definitely
Come on,
did that.
Come on.
So
Come on.
But
Put some
MJ's
respect on
MJ, man.
Put some
We're
respect.
talking about Anthony Davis, man.
Hey, that's two top 75 players you're talking about there, man. That's two top 75 guys. man.
AD is the Doc Rivers of top 75 players.
AD definitely has I'm a top 75 player on his LinkedIn profile, man. Like ain't nobody going around calling
love
himself
AD,
a top
man.
75.
AD is like an upgraded Chris Bosh, basically.
Oh man, yo, leave Bosh alone, man.
No, that's a compliment to both of them. They're both great players.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, happy birthday to Chris Bosh, man. Is objectively a nice guy too, I think.
Yeah, great dude, man. We need more?
Let's get more, man.
sure.
Trying to
Let's gear
save
up.
a few here for Wednesday.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
No, come on, man. The chat comes alive every time. What are you talking
Chat
about?
comes alive. Is there any gear at the Raptors NBA store worth grabbing right now?
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Can't find a hat
Wait.
that I like.
Okay. I'll see if this works, but I'm gonna see if I can present a screen.
Oh, yeah, let's do shopping together. I like this.
Yeah. This is
Hang
something.
tight. Hang tight, podcast audience.
Yeah, let's see if this works out. One
Forward
second.
by 15 seconds. Set it to 2x speed.
I'm gonna defer to Alex's expertise on hats. The only reason I'm wearing a hat today is because I didn't want to wash my hair, so just covering it up.
All right, guys.
There we go.
We're on the lids.ca website because
Yo, what's
it seemed
that?
like
What's that first hat, man? What's that hat in that first row?
this one here. Let's click into
Awesome,
that.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's two Raptors hands holding a golden ball. How do we feel about this, guys?
That is not an official Raptors logo, man.
Yeah.
That is definitely not. It is a twist on it.
I'm out. Too much going on, man.
New era though.
Too
No,
much going on.
I
Too
like
much
the
going on.
idea of it. How much is this hat?
This hat goes for $63.99.
In
Oh,
this
yeah,
economy,
yeah.
it
Yo,
better be
sort-
free shipping. Man.
sort-
$63.99.
Sort low by. Yo, free shipping.
Free
if you
shipping
spend
on
how
orders
much?
$80.
Not bad.
That's
Yeah.
probably a hat and a pair of socks.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's go back. Let's
Okay,
get
we're
this.
going back. Let's scroll
Just
through
sort price low to high, man.
Sort. But
No,
you don't
no,
want
no.
newest items? Let's go newest items.
Newest items.
Here we go.
Let's select only hats because I'm not trying to see these tees. The tees look just.
You just want to check out
tees
the
are
hats.
Fine. Yeah.
All right, we're in the hat area.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, how about this All-Star 2000 hat that
let's
I have?
click
Side
on
patch
this.
too big.
Side patch too big?
this ain't bad, man.
It's not bad. Does it?
This
what
ain't
is-
bad. Is this snapback?
it is
the
a
front view
snapback.
looks alright.
Yeah.
Okay, Mitchell.
Oh, it's on
Ness.
both sides. It's a
This is
Mitchell
actually,
Ness.
no, I don't know. You guys might be hating. I.
What are we hearing from the chat? What are people in the chat saying?
Their heads that ain't gonna fit Will's head.
They're like, yo, we gotta stop tanking incorrectly. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
fair enough.
Fair
All
enough.
right,
Yeah.
all right.
Let's
Let's
see
go.
more hats.
All right,
Is that a trucker?
which one?
The red
The
one?
trucker is killing.
Oh, this here, this
Yeah.
Victory Grove. Okay, let's click that.
Yeah, that's basically a Raptors mega hat.
Yeah, no, red.
Goodness.
Unfortunately, the
Whoa.
color red is
whoa. Oh, red
Tough
is out.
right now.
Yeah, red's a
Yeah,
tough
that's
one.
a tough one, man.
color red is tough right now.
Okay, that bait. Okay, what about
That
that
one-
that brown
that
one?
purple
the
would
brown
be
one?
sick.
This little corduroy situation that we got going.
This
Got
this
little
looks
pin at the
solid.
top.
This kind of reminds me of like what Bruce Brown used to wear to games, besides cowboy hats.
Sure.
Yeah, it's kind
I
of.
don't mind. I don't mind this one. I
How do you
Would
like
you
the
wear
bottom
this?
over here? There's like some camo
Oh,
action, little hunting.
God, this
Oh, it's
is
a
definitely-
golfer. It's a golfer snap.
Oh damn, man. Yeah,
Wow.
this is the
Yeah.
best. This is the best one so far.
This
Yeah.
is kind of nice. I do like this hat. Let's
right.
keep going. I love
Let us know in the chat, everyone.
Yo,
That's
are
the
you
best one
people
so
feeling
far.
shopping? This is
They're like, yo, Philly lost again.
yeah, no surprise here, man. Wow, they're selling the same hat over and over again, man.
Oh, we got Tukes too.
Whoa, there is just way too much going on in that one, man.
Yo,
Which one? This one here?
Yeah, that one is. It's just too busy, man.
Yeah.
It's
I know someone who would rock this.
Do we know them too?
We know the exact person. Yo, by the way, are they sold out on the large sizes?
They are.
They're not.
The largest size available is a 7 3/4.
That's not inclusive, man. I feel like we should strive for inclusivity in this society.
No, the other ones were just sold, is what happened. So.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, where's the option for an 8 or something? You know, an 8.5.
Yeah. Well,
Yo,
you have a
let's get
snapback option, so you can just like go
Get
for
an
it.
8.5 Tuke, man.
Tukes don't come in halves.
They should have snapback Tukes.
That's
Yo, what about hold on? What's that? What's that flower one? That one's kind of.
What's that flower?
It's another golfer snapback.
Wait,
hat.
this is a Raps hat?
It is Raptors.
This is kind of crazy, man.
Wait, is that? Oh yeah. Yo, this is kind of nuts, man.
in collaboration with Tommy Bahama. It looks like.
Yo, I don't mind this one, but
That's kind of decent.
I feel like
Okay.
that's a worn once situation.
Yo, we
But
hitting
what do you pair
top
with this
golf
hat?
in this?
What do you wear with this hat? That's my question.
Just gotta wear just like a blank black tee, man.
You think a black tee
Black tee with some flowers is fire.
is the kind of hat you wear when you ask for privacy to be given to?
Yo,
This
I've-
is kind of a sick hat. I kind of like this one.
this
You
is
kind of
kind of
into
crazy
this?
because
Okay.
I've never seen this.
It's
Okay.
$52 too, man. Relative to the other one, actually a pretty
It's
decent.
$52. If we buy 2 of them, free shipping, boys.
This is actually a cool hat. I can.
Are we hitting
see-
the links with
I can see it
matching
happening.
hats?
I can see it happening.
Well,
All right.
I mean, I've never hit the links once in my life, man.
That's a cool.
Wait, did you
hat.
not take a swing when we went to top? You did not. Yeah.
No, I didn't. But oh my, what is that? Was that like one of those like mosquito hats or what is that?
This here?
The blue one, yeah. Hold on.
So it's a little bit of a bucket. It also has the raptor in an almost like polo.
Wait, is this a
bear
bootleg?
Yo,
style.
is that a
Polo
polar
bear?
bear raptor logo?
Yo,
Yeah,
can
yeah.
you make that bigger? I need to see this. Oh my
I
god.
can't. Let me
Yo,
see.
the raptor's just a chill little
Here,
guy,
is,
man.
is this zooming in?
Yeah, yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
That's actually kind of sick.
Yeah.
He's just a chill guy.
Is this our top
Yo,
pick right now?
I
This
like
might
the,
be
I
my
like
top
the
pick.
I like the floral one.
This is like a fisherman's hat or something. Like,
Okay, how about we get for this free shipping, we get this bucket for one and
Yo,
the
get
floral for the other.
Yo,
Uh,
your 3 stars tonight is just 3 hats, bro.
Yo, it goes without saying that. It goes without saying I need the L/XL option.
Yes.
These are too generic.
Yeah,
for,
these are all generic stuff.
Yeah, it's
a little
getting
too
really into the
generic.
generic section. Oh, how about balaclava?
Yo,
Yo,
that's fire, bro.
that looks like
That's
a mitten.
crazy.
Yo, that's
Oh,
when it's
man.
like fucking blizzard outside and you're walking to Scotiabank Arena to watch the fucking Hornets and Raptors. And it's like a his and her situation and you're like, yo, man.
I don't know if you
Let's-
remember what it was like when we were in the playoffs, but this is some round 1 gear actually.
Yo.
Yo, this is
Yeah.
tough, man. Yo,
Yo, this-
you can't even commit crimes in this, man.
Yo,
You could
this
be
is
the
when
only one
you
in the
this
city
is
with
when
that
you're
hat.
priced out and you have to be at Jurassic Park and you got to stay warm, man. Like that's
This is
that's
what
the-
they're wearing when they're stealing money from ticket holders.
Oh,
That's
brother.
that's the Jurassic Park gear, man.
Oh no, there's
Oh,
a
there's more?
second
Let's
page.
go to page 2.
Let's go to page 2.
Page
Oh, how
Some
about
of
two.
these look
Like
so
Bill
bad. I'm
Simmons.
sorry, man.
how about the drip, the literal
Whoa, whoa.
drip on the logo?
Yo,
With a little Canadian. You know what?
what is this, man? A horror movie?
Yeah, it looks like the Raptor logo is
This is
bleeding.
a Jordan
Yeah.
Peele collab, man.
Yeah. I'm not
This
talking
is
Jordan
the
Peele, we're talking
make
Jordan
it
Peele.
stop hat. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
let's keep going. Okay.
Alright.
Wait, is that the Raptor logo in reverse? Like, why did they flip the? Oh no, that's the same one. Wow.
Okay, now
Whoa,
the
That pure yellow hat is crazy.
Yo, they're going for every color.
full
man.
yellow, the all pure
Yo,
yellow.
this is a William.
it's listed
this
as
is
a gold.
This is a William hung ass hat, man.
Yo, this is Curious George's owner, man. The
No,
man
no,
in the
my
yellow
God.
hat. If he was a
Yeah.
Raptor fan.
This
Jeez.
is 2004 rap video hats.
Yo,
man.
what do you? I was gonna
Oh
say,
yeah,
what
with the NBA logo on the back.
Oh,
Look at
what
that.
are you pairing
God.
with this, man?
Yo,
it comes
imagine
in
just
green as
wearing it
well.
backwards.
Let me see the green option.
The green is not as harsh.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's
not
like a
bad. The
weird-
bright
But
yellow
imagine
is sick.
imagine if you're wearing like backwards fitted NBA logo and they're like, "Yo, who's on the front?" It's
Yo.
the Raptors.
This is insane. Yellow
This
on
is
yellow.
crazy.
Yeah, that's
Yellow on
that's
yellow
a
is on
tough
another
hat,
level, man.
That's a tough hat. Yo,
That Wiz Khalifa song, "Yellow, Yellow, Yellow, Yellow."
oh
This is
man, that's our
insane,
podcast, man.
Oh my god.
Just yellow on yellow, man.
Oh man.
What do we have? I don't mind that little the blue and white one. Raptors like font.
Yo, this is kind of sad.
What's the patch on that?
NBA one-time finals champion.
Yo,
You
Also-
gotta get the one time.
Why you gotta put the one on there?
also,
That
why
is
is
unnecessary.
Why is it like Miami Vice colors?
I don't
man?
know, man.
Yo, that's incredible,
That's
man.
crazy.
One-time finals.
One-time
that's
finals
nuts.
champion. Do they have a one-time finals participant? That'd be crazy.
Oh man.
There's a Scotty Barnes hat over here.
Oh my
Come on,
god, the
man.
Barnes patch.
Barnes patch.
Yo, hold on. That camo hat is sick, man. That camo hat is sick.
It makes me sick.
Oh, yo.
It's all you, man.
That's all you, brother.
Yo, this looks like something Sean Desmond would have worn in 2005, man.
It's
Yeah.
all you, man.
Yo, Sean Desmond flipping this hat from sport mode to professional mode.
You're looking like the Bass Pro out here.
Oh my
Holy,
goodness.
bro.
Yo, this is a
Yeesh.
tough hat, man.
Yeah, tough is the right word. Okay. Oh, they have a Just On collab, which is just
what's
the
that
other
mean?
hat. Just On is just like, is that really a rapper or a designer, Alex?
Designer.
But yeah, okay.
How much is that?
100?
Was that
$97.99.
$100 for a hat?
No, only one person bought it in 8.
Yo, $100 for a hat?
And the only difference is they add the Just On it.
Goodness.
I fuck with that one.
Yeah.
Oh, word? Wait, is that a belt? Wait,
No,
what is
these are,
that?
These are hat straps to snap on the back, so like a gold, like on the strap.
Wait,
accessory.
what?
Yeah.
Yo, there's a whole world of hats I never like looked into, but I didn't know
Okay.
you could like throw wings on your hat. This is not a Honda Civic. You can't just throw some wings on there.
So
Like,
to answer the question, no, there are no good hats out here.
Yeah, no, thanks
No,
for the
no,
question, Chris.
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
one
yeah.
or two I would have bought. There's one or two I would have bought, but yeah,
Damn.
ultimately that was an insightful session when it comes to hats. So
We did it, man.
Yeah, we did it, everyone. Wow, what a segment.
yeah, this was fun, man.
This
Why
was great.
Why was Temple a DMP? I mean,
That's
come on,
not a
guys.
question.
Yo, don't pop any other ones, man.
No,
Y'all,
but stop.
y'all
Stop.
picked a hell of a Toronto Raptors season to start an independent company to
Saving
cover
these
this.
Okay,
for
save
Wednesday.
these for
Oh,
later,
sorry,
Will.
sorry,
Save these
sorry,
for
my
later,
bad, my
Will.
bad.
Hide
All
that
right.
one back.
Okay.
All right, that didn't
All right.
happen. You didn't see that. Well,
All right.
that was fun.
Let's get to some awards.
Let's get to those awards from tonight's game.
Mm-hmm.
Raptors beat the Washington Wizards tonight, and your 3 stars, I'm going to give them to all rookies, actually. Jakob was... Well, okay, Jakob was definitely the first star. Never mind. 21 points, 11 rebounds, an assist, 2 steals, 3 blocks. I mean, clearly the best player in this game. Didn't put one thing wrong all night. He was just awesome to watch. Shouts to Jakob Poeltl, hitting a new level. Your second star, give that to J-Mo. I'd like to see the energy come around. I feel like he's been really struggling lately too. So a game where he has 8 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals off the bench for the Raptors. Made a couple buckets in the fourth quarter. I like seeing him take it strong to the basket. As a guy who, at least right now, doesn't have a jumper or anything like that, like, you know, try to use your force at least and your physicality. And he certainly is a guy who can dunk on a guy. So I like seeing that from Mogbo. And then your third star, I'll give it to Jamison Battle. Jamal Shead has a real case for this as well, but I've given Jamal so many stars this season. But yeah, Jamison Battle, man, all 11 of his points came in like a 3-minute stretch. So good for him. That actually created the separation in the fourth quarter. And Raptors, they didn't want to win this one, but they did. So your Gerald Henderson Award winner, that is going to go, I'm going to give it to AJ Johnson, actually. That guy looks so young in the face. Like, he looks like a 16-year-old somehow. But yeah, he's already been traded this season. He was just picked up through the draft this year by Milwaukee. He got traded to Washington, and he looked nice, man. He looked nice. He had some skill. He certainly moved well. It's just like, certain players who just kind of glide. Had a good handle of the ball as well. And tonight, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists for the rookie. He looked good. So that was kind of the recap from this game. So thanks everyone for listening. Appreciate everybody for sending in your questions. Hit a like on the stream before you leave. It tells YouTube that, you know what, people did enjoy it, even though somehow Raptors content, by the way, right now, not doing so hot. But still, you can at least let people know that you had a good time here, whether that was my rants about tanking or Alex's 6-pack or, shopping for hats. just leave a like on the stream, hit subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you so feel inclined, please leave a review on Apple as well. I know that we've gotten a lot of love there recently. That's been really great to see. Those things really, really just help us stay high in the standings, because we want to maintain that spot as the number one Raps pod in Canada. So thanks everyone for listening. This has been the Home Welcome Podcast presented by Betway, and incredibly, we'll be back with you on Wednesday when the Raptors play, and also when we do another live stream. See you guys then.